What do you think of when I said natural killer?
What do I think of?
Yeah.
Well, I think of natural killer cells because now I know what they are. But
The main purpose of these cells is to kill cells that are getting old.
so it's always better to use your own NK cells.
Yes, always.
Always. There was a book called The Blue Zones. They very incorrectly started using that as an excuse to say that red wine was good for you.
If you feel drunk, your cells will be so fucking drunk too. A few months ago, we sat down and recorded a conversation about how to reverse aging. Back then, we were just beginning our own transformation.
Now, months later, we've applied everything we talked about in our own lives
In the clinic,
and with our clients, and the results for all of us have been powerful.
this program is more than a podcast. It's a weekly blueprint, a step-by-step system to help you reverse your age from inside out.
Every episode, we'll share one actionable principle, something you can start doing this week. Small steps that build a younger, stronger version of you.
You are not just listening from the past, you are learning with us as we continue to discover, grow, and walk this path of age reversal, sharing with you how you can do it too.
I'm Robyn Littlewood, personal trainer, reverse aging coach, and a passionate biohacker. I help people build stronger, younger bodies from the inside out.
I'm Dr. Saucillo, longevity doctor with a holistic approach and deep passion for biohacking. My mission is to help you live longer, healthier, and with purpose.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the second edition of Reverse Your Age with Dr. Saucillo of the Cabo Stem Cell Clinic and me, Robyn Littlewood, of the biohacking community.
Nice. I like that. That's a good introduction to this second episode. And today we are going to talk about sci-fi in cells. Because when we learn about biology and some molecules, if we don't see it, we don't believe it, right?
Right?
Today we are going to talk about the silent squad of our cells and its natural killers. What do you think of when I said natural killer?
What do I think of?
Yeah.
I think of natural killer cells because now I know what they are, but I didn't know what they were until I started studying them when I heard that you have a new procedure available. Very exciting.
It's very exciting. And we have to back to basics. And it's very important to understand everything which is involving these natural killers. It's not only to do a treatment and you get a vial and inject it, but the things that we need to know, it's the natural killer is a type of cells that are related to immune system. Okay. So the work that's specific on the main purpose of these cells is to kill cells that are getting old, that cells that are senescent, that are getting older, or they're having a multiplication which is very not organized. Okay, so it's a defense. When or where can I produce her? We can produce that cells in our thymus. Okay, when we are kids, we mature the youngest natural killers in the thymus too, and also in the liver. We can create it in a lot of organs and tissues. But the main one will be, I forgot the name, the medulla ósea. The bone marrow, yeah.
The bone marrow.
The bone marrow, yeah. But what is happening? What is not working good enough? Yes, it's working, but when we are aging, we have a different process, and we are aging, and our habits and lifestyle make a contribution to not have the good enough numbers. In normal, we can say we have 1 billion to 5 billion in our blood system. So yeah, it's working. Otherwise, you will be dead. Okay, that's important to know, and we have to relate it. So maybe when you have a flu, you have this defense, the T cells, and the natural killers that are killing the senescent cells, the virus, the parasites, bacterials that we can get from the environment, and also it has the capacity to change the quality of our cells, but we don't have a big number, okay? And the natural killer cells represent only the 5% of our all cells. So it's a small amount. We have a lot of red blood cells, white blood cells, but we have the option to improve it. And now, before to talk about treatments, I think it's very important. How can we improve without a treatment, because we can change that lifestyles and habits that make a contribution to improve it, right?
Yep.
What do you think?
Yes. Well, I think we probably, maybe, I don't know if everybody heard as much about this as I did during COVID, but everybody was that was overweight and or older, over 70, was much more at risk of dying from the virus. And many did die. And so keeping your weight stable and keeping your weight down, obviously, is and living insulin controlled is going to help your immune system. And exercise is really good for your immune system. So we're back to the diet and exercise, which everybody has access to, by the way. You may not be able to afford killer T-cell therapy right away, although it's much more affordable than CAR T-cell killer therapy. Everybody can afford to exercise and eat right.
Yeah, and move.
And move.
Every day.
Move and eat. Yeah.
Because there's a term that I like to share, not only for the longevity medicine, also in the aesthetics, and it's inflammaging. Okay, inflammaging, it's a term that we use, and all of us that we are seeing this podcast and now we are working here, but we are having inflammation constantly, and we don't notice that normally. Right now, I change a lot of my bad habits, and I'm so happy to do it. But I saw some pictures. When we saw pictures, we can see changes, okay? And you can see the inflammation too. We have some markers that we can measure in our blood system, but if you see a picture or even a video, you will see that things, because maybe your skin will be with a lot of edema. If we consume a lot of sugar, that's the worst poison that we can add to our cells. Even, and I don't know, it's ridiculous that the quantity and all the products that has a lot of sugar, and it says low sugar or sugar free,
or no sugar added. That's my favorite.
But that's
it's
not
naturally
sugar.
Full of sugar.
Yeah, and it says no
sugar added,
but it has maybe dextrose, it has fructose, saccharose,
sugar alcohols,
and and that type of things. Alcohol, you mentioned that that term, and alcohol is. It's very important to know, because, it can be fun, drink alcohol, but it's very, very aggressive with all that type of cells for the NKs and the aging process. Because if you feel drunk, your cells will be so fucking drunk too. Right?
Yeah. Well, that's one thing, that alcohol is actually, your body reacts to it like sugar.
With inflammation. Right?
Yes. Yeah. It's very damaging. Alcohol is, recently we found out that if you want to be a biohacker, you don't drink, because,
imagine a congress of biohackers sharing with vodka.
Yeah. Actually, I was at one where everyone was drinking, and I was like, I don't really think this is what we're supposed to be doing here. But
it's like when you go to church and you are speaking gossip about people into the church. So it doesn't make sense.
No,
right?
Exactly. I think there was a book called The Blue Zones that
I love it. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a big Blue Zone fan too, but they very incorrectly started using that as an excuse to say that red wine was good for you. And
it depends the dosage.
Well, there's actually no amount of wine that is good for you.
No.
These people were living a long time in spite of the fact that they were drinking wine. I think my personal opinion was that they were being included as part of a large family, and that was what was keeping them alive, is is being valued as part of a large family. And then there happened to be some wine on the dinner table. It wasn't what was making them.
And it wasn't part of the behavior, right? To drink alcohol frequently, or even
I don't know how much they were. I think they were thinking the Sardinia, Italy was one of the was.
I'm gonna be there
ones.
This year.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Cool. Yeah, I think that was one of the places where they did drink a fair amount of wine. But the other thing about the type of wine they were drinking is that they were drinking homemade wine, so it didn't have any of the tannins or any of the chemicals in it either. And I don't think they were drinking like 12 glasses a day.
I don't think so.
Yeah, maybe one or two. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
And it was, I think, when we talk about longevity, we have to say it, myth and realities. And that was a big problem when the American Heart Association recommend one glass of wine for patients who has heart conditions or high blood pressure. So everyone, it was, oh my God, I love these recommendations. And it's a medical a medical entity. So I think it was a misconception of that. No?
Well, the American Heart Association also recently said fasting was bad for you. And well, and they had this really jacked up study that they did where they asked people if they ate breakfast or not, then correlated it to heart attacks or something like that, which was total rubbish. I mean, number one, they weren't probably really actually fasting. If they said they skipped breakfast, they probably went to Starbucks and had a latte with sugar in it, which
that's
now
not
you're
breakfast.
Now you're not fasting, right?
No.
So anyways, and it was a pretty big study. So they came out actually, I think it was last year, saying don't fast, which is just ignore that advice.
Yeah, please
Fast.
fast and heal yourself.
Yeah.
It's part of it. When we are talking about NKs or natural killer cells, we normally think that it can be related and closely to a reaction if you have a NK cell treatment, but it's not, okay? And we have to share, we said about fasting, we said about exercise, we have some supplements that can help because we don't know that it's specifically to create new natural killers, but the number that we have, we can improve it with some antioxidants and these products that we can find and helps with the energy into the cell, in the nucleus and the mitochondria, okay? Because we live if we create energy. Otherwise, we're only like in a neutral position and we are not living our life properly, okay? So we said the last episode about the NAD, NMN, and R, and these precursors can help to improve your natural killers. But it's a lot of things because that study that type of study, it's on rats and some patients. But the reality is our patients, our clients, our people that it's around us, they have conditions. They have high blood pressure, they have diabetes, they have thyroid disease that everyone has a problem right now with the thyroid. And it's more frequently, right? So we need to get options to improve it. And one of the options is you have the capacity, and here in Cabo, we can do it to make an extraction of your own NKs and make a multiplication.
How would you take my blood? Like, how would you just find the NK, the natural killer cells in my blood?
Yeah, in your blood. And we do a simple extraction. It's not the typical with syringe or the typical this device that we use it to make the extraction. It's a bag with some anticoagulant inside, and we use big needle. We go directly into the vein. It's only one pinch, and we make a sample of 250 cc's. We send it to the lab. And there's is when everything starts, because they have to isolate the NKs, and after that start the multiplication. Okay?
So when they multiply them, how many times, like let's say you extracted 1,000 NK cells, how many times could you multiply that to get more cells?
For one sample, you only do one multiplication because it's doing all the harvest, okay? But that sample, we cannot reuse it, okay? Because we have to take another blood sample for you after 1 month, just a little bit. That's the normal range. Because if we use the normal one, we are gonna do a second generation of NKs. So the quality will be not good enough.
So if you do NK therapy, then it's multiple sessions that you take. They extract NK cells each time and multiply them each time.
Yeah, it has to be one sample, one generation of NKs. We get that NKs and we inject it to the patient. This is very important because when we are talking about stem cells, exosomes, the NKs has the information and all these receptors. And if you make a donation to a patient for NKs and you are not compatible, you can have an anaphylactic reaction. So it's two different, like the stem cells and exosomes. Okay. So after we get the sample, we send it to the lab. They do the multiplication, the harvest, and we injected that sample for that patient. Okay. So
it's always better to use your own NK cells.
yes, always.
Because CAR T cell therapy,
that's different.
Yeah, they've been problems with that. There's a potential for rejection.
And that's good to know because we have the natural killers, the simple procedure that we were talking about, but we have the CAR T cells, and the CAR T cells are totally different. Okay.
They're engineered, genetically engineered.
Yes, and it's more expensive too. We are talking
way
about
more.
maybe $1 million.
Yes, that's the average CAR T cell therapy is anywhere between $400,000 and $1 million, $400,000 and $1 million for one person.
And the main purpose of the CAR T cells are engineered, but are more specific. Okay, we are talking about if you have a tumor, and that tumor it's creating a bunch of cells that it's not under control. You can do that therapy. It's immunotherapy, and they inject it to you, and it's very localized. It's not gonna kill a lot of cells. Not only the senescent cells, it's only that type of cells of that type of tumor.
So it's going after the cancer. It's engineered
it's like a bridge
to attach to the antigen.
Yes.
Yeah, the cancer. So this is totally different, in other words.
Yes.
Because the NK cells will get everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, they'll go after anything that's not
anything, but not the healthy ones. Not the when we are talking about some treatments for cancer. It can kill your healthy cells too.
It kills most of your healthy cells, mostly most of you.
Because your immunological system are completely suppressed. So in this case, the NK cells goes and the target is senescent cells, the cells that are uncontrolled in the multiplication, and we have a lot of trashy cells. So they eat it like a Pac-Man, eating everywhere, and you can in your own metabolism you will take it off for your system. So
I would really like to do it, actually.
Me too.
Yeah, because in the biohacking community, it's generally believed now that aging is largely the result of what they call immunosenescence. Or not being able to, you start filling up with junk. Like you say, there's a lot of junk. And it doesn't, the NK cells, as they drop off, they're not eating the junk anymore. And we're full of junk.
Yeah.
And we die.
I use this analogy when we are using some things, maybe if you want to harvest new vegetables, or you have to prepare the earth, and you have to prepare the yard. It's the same thing here. If we don't clean the complete house, all the decoration, all the furniture will not fit good enough. And it's happening here because we have this fever to be younger forever and live 125 years. And we only want to get the good results and all the benefits to do a stem cell therapy, to take NAD, but we don't want to clean the houses. So you're spending your money, or what do you think about these people?
Well, I was talking to one of your fellow doctors at the clinic yesterday, and he said they're actually, speaking of cleaning, that they're getting plasmapheresis, and that they intend to do that first, which cleans the bad plasma out, and then they do the NK. I think that was what he said. They said they were going to do that. Yeah,
that's correct. We have this technology and this as plasmapheresis, but we talk, it's TP, that's the short name that you will find it, and that will clean your plasma with all the metals, heavy metals. You will clean senescent cells, long COVID effects, and also all the fat that we have in our blood system.
Right.
Yeah, cholesterol. So cholesterol is good and it's bad too. So we have different things. And when you are cleaning that part, and it's very benefit for people that have immunological disease.
Yes.
Because we can control the amount of cells.
Like lupus.
Lupus.
Yeah, lupus is one that, and multiple sclerosis, apparently.
That's correct.
Yeah. So anything that where your body, your own immune system is attacking you,
something is happening.
The natural killer cells are going to be a real godsend for something that there's really been no cure for up until now.
And we have patients here in Cabo that want to start with some this treatment. So we can share a lot of information, but you have to see and live it. That's important. And about the NK cells, remember, you have to ask. My advice as a doctor always is, if you go to a clinic or if you go to some specialty places, you have to ask about the permit, the license. You have to ask for everything. Because if you don't have a certificate from a laboratory, be careful, because we don't know what is happening or if it is really your own cells. So everything has to match properly, and you will have a good experience having this longevity journey, right?
Well, I just don't see how it couldn't be a great thing, because what we know that two of the major causes of aging are zombie cells, which will kill, and if you can, your thymus, which is what it involutes.
That's right here.
It turns it's behind the thyroid. I think it turns into fat as we age. So by the time you're my age, you don't have a thymus left, and I think that's what educates the natural killer cells.
It's
right?
one of the areas that make all the mature process of the NKs. So it's like the kindergarten. So we have baby NKs, and after that they go to school and start all the process, learn and go into the blood system.
Right. So if you have no thymus left, it's problematic. So the natural killer therapy just seems like it's just going to be amazing for reverse aging, really reversing age, really
age.
Doing it.
Yes, because we are cleaning all the space, cleaning all our systems. So I think it's a good option, but you have to be very informed. Always.
Well, my understanding of it is that the natural killer cells are like, once they clear out the senescent or the zombie cells, your body would be able to heal itself properly. That's the only thing that's really happening as we age, is that we're collecting all of these zombie cells, and then we can't. We can no longer heal ourselves.
No, and we are having a fighting. The NK, it's only a little help to kill all the junk cells. Okay,
right.
When we kill it, our system it's gonna to let them out of our system. It can be on your sweating. It can be on your hair too, because we have a lot of information into the hair, in our skin. You go to the bathroom, so you pee a lot of cells too. All the senescent cells and all the cells that NK's killed. So yeah.
Would somebody who is in good condition like myself, how many sessions of Killer T would I have to do?
3.
I have to do 3.
Yeah, at least 3 to improve the levels, okay? Because we have to improve the baseline, we have to improve all the cells circulating, and we need a reserve. So we are talking about 3 steps. Some people that has immunological disease or other type of conditions or want to improve, but they have diabetes, high blood pressure, thyroid problems, I'll always recommend doing twice a year and measure the quality of your cells and all your aging marks.
So, and would you do it twice a year indefinitely, or
no?
Just...
No.
Okay.
This is the baseline, and we can figure out, and that's the purpose of longevity in medicine. Because if we measure and do the proper follow up to the patients, that will be much easier because you will have information. Otherwise, you only do a treatment and this person disappear from your radar. So we need to do the proper follow-ups. You can see that changes for sure.
Yeah, cool. I think it's an amazing technology. Yeah, I didn't even know about it until a month ago from you. So it's exciting.
It's exciting. We have a new option, and please remember You can leave your comments here, positively, negative. Everything is welcome to discuss and learn, which is very important and the main purpose of this podcast.
So here we are. If this episode helped you, don't forget to subscribe, leave a comment, or share it with someone starting their own transformation.
We'll see you on the next week with your next evolution step and more tools to help you reverse your age.